All right, good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? I know we're in the home stretch now. It is Thursday, it is lunchtime, and it is the day of theme parks, so I am extra honored to have everyone here today. So I'll try and make this interesting and move pretty quickly so we can all get you on to the rest of your day and your trips home. My name is Kyle Flug. I am a PM lead on the Developer Experiences team at Microsoft Edge. So we build things like dev tools and web applications and work with the developer community to try and make sure that we are meeting your needs. So what I'll be talking about in this talk is what is new for the new Microsoft Edge for web developers. So we'll be starting by walking through some of the pain points you told us about web applications, the web platform itself, developer tools, and how the new Edge coming in January is going to address those needs. We'll also walk through what's next, so how we're collaborating in open source, working with the Chromium project and other browser vendors, and with web standards to make a better web for you, whether it's in Microsoft Edge and other Chromium-based browsers on every device. So to get started here, hopefully, this isn't a surprise to anyone at this point, but Microsoft Edge is coming out with a brand new Microsoft Edge on January 15th. So it'll be generally available starting early next year. This is going to be adopting Chromium as the foundation for our browser. So what that means is we will be working in open source upstream in the Chromium project. And the improvements that we make there will be improving not just Edge, but all browsers and frameworks built on Chromium. So that could be Chrome, it could be Opera, it could be Vivaldi, it could be the Electron or the Chromium Embedded Framework. And this really has a lot of good news and a lot of improvements for web developers. Before I dive into all the specifics there, I wanted to take a little bit of a step back to how we got to this decision, and to the philosophy that we're really trying to drive in the Edge team in all of our product development. So there's really this habit we're trying to drive across the Edge team, which is all about listening. And when I say habit, like this is really something we're trying to get into our marrow as we go through the product development lifecycle, to really be attentive to the unmet needs of all the constituencies that use the browser. So this could be developers, it could be consumers, it could be enterprises and administrators, it could be educators. In this talk, we'll be talking specifically about web developers. And so for web developers, we really started about 2 years ago on this journey of evaluating what we needed to do to really make Edge better and meet your needs. And that led to the announcement back almost 12 months ago now, last December, to switch to Chromium. So I'm going to walk through what we heard from web developers, and then what we did to address that feedback and what that means to you. Before I dive into that, can I get a quick show of hands if you consider yourself a web developer, whether it's professional kind of dabbling, about 2/3 of the room, 3/4 of the room, so that's pretty good. So hopefully some of this rings true. Here's some of what we heard from web developers. The first thing is that capabilities are inconsistent across browsers. So you have compatibility issues that show up. So often how this shows up in the real world is you might have one browser or a couple browsers that are sort of first class, where you do your web development, where you're sort of your primary test target. And then as you develop, maybe at certain iterations during that process, or at the end, you might step back and look at other browsers and evaluate, okay, what broke, what's not supported. And this might result in things like having to re-implement features that aren't available in those browsers, or deploy polyfills, or actually to remove capabilities that you really want to take advantage of, but they're not supported. Or it could result in just not supporting those browsers, and your customers sort of bear the pain of having to upgrade to a different browser. And so when we try and look at this kind of quantitatively over time, this is a map or a graph of HTML5 test scores over time. So this is essentially the number of web standards implemented in different browsers. And the light blue line there sort of in the middle is Edge, and dark blue before that was IE. And what you see here is that there's sort of this valiant struggle across browsers to have a high level of support at parity with each other over time. But ultimately, with Edge and with IE, we were never able to fully close that gap. And actually, that number you see there at the top can be a little deceptive because it's like 45 points on this benchmark, which, well, what does that mean? It's a couple of big features, maybe a handful of small features. And then there's differences in implementation or bugs between different browsers. But you take that relatively small number and you multiply that by 35 trillion URLs on the web, and suddenly you start to have a pretty big problem. So what we're doing with Edge is we're moving to the Chromium open source project, which means we have the exact same set of capabilities and the same implementation of these capabilities as other browsers like Chrome, like Opera, like Samsung Internet. which really means that it's less fragmentation, less headache for web developers. And this is actually magnified by the fact that because we are still behaving as an implementer in Chromium, when we implement new features, it can be implemented across all these browsers, so you can rely on those capabilities across a wider set of your customers. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. The second big theme and feedback we heard is fragmentation across versions, so versions of the operating system specifically. So historically, Edge has been bundled to the operating system version of Windows, which meant that on Windows 10, you might actually have to support multiple versions of Edge in market at any given time. So here we have 4 different versions of Windows 10 with 4 different versions of Edge that are all actively supported and that you might have to support for your sites. And so this means you're never quite sure what set of capabilities come with Edge. You might actually not be able to take advantage of something that came out in the latest version because most of your users are on an older version, or some substantial subset of your users. So with the new Edge, we're shipping independently of the operating system, so the same version of the web platform will actually be available regardless of which version of Windows you're on. In addition, we're taking that same support and we're taking it from just being on Windows 10 to being across all modern desktop platforms as well as mobile devices. So if you're on Windows, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, including server versions of Windows, you will have the same version of Microsoft Edge available, as well as on Mac OS. And then we also have Edge for mobile devices as well, using the same version of the platform that's available on those devices. We're also planning to bring Edge to Linux at some point in the future as well, so we can truly make it available wherever you're doing your development or your CI/CD pipelines. So what this means is if your home development environment is not the latest version of Windows 10, maybe you're on a Mac, maybe you're on Windows 7, maybe you are on Windows 10, you can rely on the fact that Edge is going to be behaving the same for you as it is for your customers on any one of these platforms. The next thing we heard is that long update intervals increase, or they cause compatibility issues. They make it so you can't take advantage of the latest capabilities as soon as they come to the web platform. And they also mean that if there's a bug in our implementation, it takes a long time to get a fix out. So in the current version of Edge in market, typically we've updated with Windows every 6 months. So that means if there's a bug that's there on the day we ship, it's probably going to take at least 6 months to get a fix out. If there's a new web platform feature, it could take 6 months. It could even take a year or more to get that new feature available after we implement it. So the new version of Microsoft Edge ships at the speed of the web. So we'll have stable releases coming every 6 weeks, at the same cadence as Chromium. And we'll actually have preview channels available at a much faster cadence as well. So already today, we ship these 3 preview channels, Canary, Beta, and Dev. Canary ships daily based on our nightly build of Edge. So this is what we use on the engineering team to actually build Edge, to test the latest capabilities, to find bugs. This is great if you are a browser engineer, if you're really into web standards, or if you just sort of love to have the latest. What we'll do is we'll take the best Canary build each week and we'll promote that to the dev channel. So this is really what we recommend for web developers who want to try the latest capabilities, but have kind of a higher bar for stability and make sure that you're not at too much risk of reliability and churn. And then the beta channel is shipping every 6 weeks, so essentially the same cadence is stable, but you can think of beta as kind of a crystal ball into what the next stable channel looks like. So this is great if you primarily want to evaluate compatibility impact for your organization or for your sites. You can take the beta channel and know roughly what's coming in 6 weeks for Edge. So for example, the beta release from this week that we've declared the release candidate is representative of what we intend to ship on January 15th in the stable channel of Edge. And that same pattern will continue going forward. Now, another thing we heard is about web applications. So the browser is actually just one of the places where web content appears. In fact, web apps, we actually know there are over 2 million native applications on Windows that use web content in some way, whether it's a hosted web application or a PWA or a web view within a native app. And what we heard from web developers is you want the flexibility to choose between pure web standards powered cross-platform web apps, as well as an option for integrating web code with your native applications. And so web applications on Windows have sort of been on this journey over time. Introduced in Windows 8 with Windows Web Applications, or WWAs, evolved into hosted web applications in Windows 10, and then progressive web applications later in the Windows 10 lifecycle as well. These all had in common the ability to integrate WinRT capabilities, so you could access sort of native device capabilities from the web application using WinRT. So this would be things like using the WinRT contact picker or jump lists or live tiles in Windows 10. And then these all ran in the Windows web application host, so it's actually a separate context from the browser. Now, what we heard from web developers is a couple things. One is that the capabilities via WinRT are great in terms of the ability they offer your application, but they actually sort of compromise the cross-platform nature of what you want from a progressive web application. So because those abilities aren't available on other platforms like Windows 7, like Mac OS, or in other browsers, it sort of forces you to do extra work to integrate per device, per operating system. The second thing we heard is that the application host actually matters. So the fact that they're in WWA host versus the browser context has a couple of side effects. First, it means the capabilities may actually not be consistent with what you expect from the browser for the same reasons we talked about for Edge. So it's tied to the version of the operating system. It may not be in sync with the latest capabilities across platforms. The second is that it actually limits options for discoverability. So if you can't discover these apps from the browser and install them from the browser, then you're really restricted to what you can get from packaging and deploying something either directly or via something like the Windows Store. So what we've done is actually evolved our support for progressive web applications with the new version of Microsoft Edge. So it's now in a browser-based host and purely powered by web standards. So what that means is we're trying to take the same capabilities that you have today via WinRT for device integrations and move those into web standards so that they're available not just on Windows 10, but across versions of Windows as well as on other operating systems like Mac OS. And because it's in a browser-based host, the rendering engine that powers these apps is in sync with the new version of Edge, so it's always up to date, consistent across operating systems and platforms. And it's discoverable via the browser, so you can actually install these applications directly from the browser without having to package them or take them to a store. If you want to learn more about progressive web applications in the new Edge and in Windows, I really encourage you to go visit my colleague Jeff Bertoft, who's hiding in the back here. He'll be giving a talk just in a couple hours over in OCCC. He'll talk a lot more about how you build progressive web apps and walk through some cool stuff there. So the next thing we heard is also for web applications, but specifically for web views. So there are a lot of developers who actually want to integrate web content into a native app. So this is similar to the hosted web app and the WWA scenario I talked about. But this could be anything. It could be a Win32 app. It could be a UWP app. And it could be anything from integrating simple content like maybe an advertisement to something a little more sophisticated like a component that you're reusing that might have originally been built for the web or that you might want to make available cross-platforms like an add-in. Now, Windows has supported web view controls for a long time, but we've actually had a pretty fragmented story. So until just recently, we actually only had the IE Trident web view available to Win32 apps, which is just a little out of date. And then the Edge web view is only available to UWP apps. So we're actually introducing a new web view control with the new Microsoft Edge. Like our PWA offering, it'll be always up to date, in sync with the browser on the device. It'll be consistent across operating system versions, so this will be available to Windows 7 and up. And regardless of the version of the operating system, this will be up to date with the browser. And it'll be available across Win32 and UWP apps. So regardless of your language, regardless of what app environment you're targeting, you'll be able to use this web view. Now, for some app developers, we hear that you want something a little bit more stable for application compatibility. So you might have a higher bar for app compat. You want to be able to test every version of the web platform to make sure that it works great with your app before you take the update. So we're actually going to be offering an always up-to-date option, a bring your own version option as well. So we call this Web View Choice. So with the bring your own version web view, it's a similar model to what you'd get with open source frameworks like the Chromium embedded framework, for example. You can package a specific version of the web view with your application. It'll still be consistent across Windows versions, so that you have the same behavior regardless of which version of Windows you're on. And again, it'll be available across Win32 UWP apps in different languages. The always up-to-date web view is available to preview now. So if you try this, you can go to aka.ms/webview and try the always up-to-date web view control now. We really encourage you to try it out, give us your feedback. That's available for C++ now with additional language options coming soon. And then the bring your own version web view will be coming later next year. So both of these will be in the first half of next year following the initial GA of Edge. So to give a quick example of the new web view, I'm going to show you an example from our friends in the PowerToys team. So PowerToys you may be familiar with from the sort of heyday of Windows 95. These are awesome utilities to provide a great power user experience on Windows. And this has recently been brought back as a project by the Windows team. The new PowerToys app is actually built as a WebView in a Win32 app. So this is the new Edge WebView 2 in a Win32 app, all powered by the new Edge Chromium engine. So you can see all this content on the screen here is Edge, and we can navigate around, select some controls. Everything behaves just like you'd expect. But if we actually go up and right-click, we can bring up the Edge DevTools, and we can modify this content and prove this is real live web content powered by Edge. Of course, if you're building your own application, you can choose to log out the DevTools so nobody forges screenshots. The WebView 2 project is all open source on GitHub, and we've made a lot of awesome progress already this year. So since we announced this WebView back at Build, we've been updating the preview SDK every 6 weeks. We've already added new features like support for Windows 7 and Windows 8, support for native object injection, as well as support for VS and VS Code debugging. All of these features are driven by developer feedback and by feedback from the community. So we would love it if you could join us in this project. Go ahead and come to aka.ms/webviewfeedback. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you want next. Tell us if you have issues. We're relying on the developer community to help us prioritize this and really appreciate your help here. So just to take a quick recap across web applications. So we talked about progressive web applications, which are fully standards-based. They're available across operating systems and devices. They're available across browsers, actually, so modern browsers that support PWAs. And your set of capabilities is consistent regardless of where you install this. Installable directly via the browser, and it's available today in the release candidate of Edge coming in January 15th. It's always up to date, the always up-to-date WebView 2 is in preview now. So this is for embedding web content in your native applications. So the C++ preview is available at aka.ms/webview2, and you can try this out today. Other options like other languages and the bring your own version WebView are coming soon. Now you might hear all this and think, okay, so there's like a bunch of new options for building applications with the web. What about the application I already built with the web? So we talked about some of those options for Windows web apps, hosted web apps, PWAs in the store today. You might have a WebView already using the Edge engine or the IE engine. The good news is all of this continues to work. We have no plans to break the applications that you've already built. What we'd love to do is provide an offering that is compelling enough that you want to move forward. And if it's not yet, we really want to hear from you what's missing or where's the friction. So we really appreciate your feedback. If you have one of these existing application types, let us know what would prevent you from moving forward. But in the meantime, your apps continue to work as is, unmodified. The last category of feedback we heard is really around developer tools. So we heard there's a desire for a couple things from DevTools. You want good DevTools, high quality, they have the capabilities you want, they're reliable, and you want them to be consistent. So whether you're modifying a PWA, inspecting a PWA, a website, a WebView, you want to have the same tools for all of that. Quick show of hands, if IE11 DevTools are your favorite DevTools, raise your hand. Okay, well, I tried. So yeah, that's about what we heard. In fact, the Edge DevTools are pretty closely based on the IE11 DevTools with some iterative updates over time. But we got pretty strong feedback that we had not kept the Edge DevTools up to par with what you expected. And in fact, some of the feedback was to the tune of, boy, it would make my life easier if you just had the Chromium DevTools. So the really good news here is we have the Chromium DevTools. So we, as part of the new Edge, Chromium DevTools are available, and we've actually made them available for any content that's powered by the new Edge. So if it's a PWA, if it's a WebView, if it's a website, you can inspect all of that content and debug it with the same DevTools, regardless of which platform you're on, for any Edge-powered content. And then we're actually working in the Chromium project with other browser teams to improve these DevTools. So we've already made over 250 commits back to the DevTools specifically, adding things like accessibility support, localization in 11 different languages, which the DevTools never had before. And we have lots of other things in the pipe. So the good news is that the DevTools are now fully at parity with what you expect today, and they're only going to get better from here. We also expect, people have the expectation that their test automation just works. So if you're using existing test automation frameworks like Puppeteer or WebDriver, those will continue to work in Edge today as well. So I'll recap a little bit of kind of what we've talked about in this feedback cycle. We heard that the inconsistent web platform capabilities across browsers were causing fragmentation, increasing costs. So now we have one Chromium-based web platform that has a standard set of capabilities. We heard fragmentation across OS versions was causing, again, similar fragmentation problems. We now are consistent across versions of the operating system as well as across platforms. We heard that the update interval was too long, and we now update at the speed of the web. We heard that you want options for cross-platform web apps that are purely standards-based, so we now have new standards-based PWAs that work across platforms. We also heard you want options for web views that are always up to date with options for app compat, and so the new WebView 2 provides those options. And we heard that you need consistent, powerful tools for all your web content, and so the new Chromium-based dev tools provide that. So we're really excited about being able to address a lot of the needs that we heard from web developers with this new version of Edge that's coming. And we really think this is going to reduce a lot of pain, reduce a lot of headaches. And a natural thing is to look at the slide and say, okay, well, if you think you checked off the whole list, it's like, do you still have a job? And I do, so that's good news for me. And the reason is because we've got an awful lot that's on deck too. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is what's next. So now that we've switched to Chromium, what do we do to make the web better for everyone? And so this is really about improving the web together with web standards bodies, with other browser vendors, through the Chromium open source project. And so we intend to contribute upstream to Chromium to improve the experience for all web browsers. So the first thing I want to acknowledge here is that as a principle, we really think that the best place to evolve the web forward is in web standards. So I think that everybody's experience is better if there's open debate and a variety of diverse voices, different business priorities, different perspectives taking place as we consider new web platform features. So Microsoft remains vigorously engaged in standards bodies like the W3C, the WHAT Working Group, ECMA, and other standards groups. As an implementer building new features in the web platform, we're now implementing them in Chromium open source. So Microsoft Edge is joining a number of other browsers that are built on the Chromium open source project, which means that we implement a feature, it is implemented upstream in open source, and that feature becomes available in all of these browsers. So instead of just implementing for a minority of users on one platform, on one operating system, and on the latest version, we can actually do that not just across all versions of Edge on all platforms and operating systems, but other browsers like Chrome, like Opera as well. So this is really about accelerating the ability to have a positive impact for you and for your customers. We're super excited about having a warm reception in the Chromium project so far. In fact, in the last 12 months, we've already contributed more than 1,600 commits upstream into Chromium open source. And I'll walk through a little bit of what these cover. So really, there's three areas I'll walk through: our commitment to accessibility, how we're improving the Windows experience, and then what we're going to do to evolve the web forward. So accessibility is one that's sort of near and dear to our hearts on the Edge team. We actually spent several years of work in the current version of Edge trying to really provide a class-leading experience for accessibility. In fact, we were the first browser, and to date the only browser, to score 100% on the HTML5 accessibility benchmark. And when we made the decision to switch to Chromium, we really wanted to make sure we carried that same level of support forward. So we've done a lot of work in the Chromium project to bring great accessibility support. We started by implementing UI automation. This is the modern accessibility framework that Windows uses to essentially present application content to assistive technologies like screen readers. So we've added support for UI automation to Chromium, so browsers like Edge and Chrome can now work effectively with screen reader tools like Narrator. The next thing we did is added support for Windows High Contrast. So we've done this. This is actually the most used assistive technology on Windows. I think about 4% of Windows desktops worldwide use high contrast, which 4% doesn't sound like that big a number, but across 1 billion devices, that's more than a couple users who are depending on high contrast for a good experience. And previously, if you were using high contrast mode in a Chromium-based browser, you get an experience like this, which is notably not high contrast. It's the exact same experience you got with high contrast turned off, with a couple of changes to some of the fields of the browser itself, but not the web content. So we've actually implemented support for Windows High Contrast in Chromium. So if you're in the new Edge or other Chromium browsers, you now get a full fidelity high contrast experience. This is without any extra work for you as a developer. If you're using good, semantic standards-based markup, this all works just out of the box. We're also taking that same support to browser controls. So if you're using the default form controls in Chromium, you'll get accessible controls now that work with high contrast, that have more accessible focus rectangles and so on. Similarly, in the developer tools, we've been working on adding better accessibility. So we've improved keyboard accessibility. You can navigate even the most sophisticated tools like the performance profile here using just the keyboard, and these now support high contrast as well. The other thing that we really think we can add value to, or we've been working on adding value, I should say, to in the Chromium project, is the experience on Windows itself. So Microsoft has been building browsers for Windows for quite some time. And so when we showed up in Chromium, we really wanted to focus on areas where we could sort of bring differential value as we grow confidence and grow momentum in the Chromium project. So a number of the areas that we know that our users love the experience in Edge today are things like touch. And so in fact, we had great support for the touch keyboard in Edge. And when we chose to move to Chromium, we found that actually the touch keyboard didn't work very well. You couldn't do things like shape writing. You didn't get text suggestions in Chromium. And so we did a bunch of work in Chromium to add support for this keyboard. So you can now, you'll see on the right we have before shape writing isn't working, there's no suggestions. After, everything works as you would expect it to. We've also improved the touch experience for form controls. So just as we were adding the accessibility support, we worked with the Chromium engineers to actually redesign all the form controls in Chrome and Edge. So they're now more modern looking, they're more finger friendly, you can scroll and pan with your finger, the padding is better, they look like they're from 2019, which is awesome. So it's actually, where the previous controls were designed for like a precise input device like a mouse, these are now much more friendly to different kinds of input modalities. We also heard a lot about scrolling, which is that users want the fluid feeling scrolling that we have in Edge. And so we took a look at how we could take some of the investments we've done in Edge over the years and bring those forward to Chromium. So for example, in Edge, we've moved a lot of scrolling off of the main thread, so it's less likely to hang if the page is super busy, if it's loading a bunch of content. And we've been porting those investments forward to Chromium as well. So today, we've actually already moved a number of scrolling models, such as the scroll bar itself, off of that main thread, so the page won't hang, or the scrolling won't hang if the page is busy. And this has the effect of making your pages feel more performant. We're working on bringing that same support to other scrolling methods like mouse wheel and like touch as well. And then we're also doing other things for scrolling personality specifically. So adjusting things like the velocity of scrolling, the rubber banding effect at the top and bottom of a scroll region, the momentum of scrolling, all of that we're modifying to make it feel a little bit more Windowsy. Another thing I want to talk about for Windows expertise specifically is protected media. So if some of you in the room are media developers, you may be familiar with the encrypted media extension standard, which is how media streaming services implement premium content like Hollywood movies in web browsers. So the encrypted media extension standard works with content decryption modules on the device provided by the browser or the operating system to decrypt media so you can have a secure experience that makes you confident enough to stream that media to browsers. The content decryption module on Windows is called PlayReady. Now, PlayReady is the only hardware-backed CDM available on Windows devices. So this is what gives premium media providers the confidence to do things like stream 4K or 1080p or HDR content over the browser to Edge. Another advantage of being hardware-backed is that it is more performant and more power efficient. So you get things like better battery life when you have PlayReady. This is actually a big part of why Edge has historically had a battery life advantage, is things like PlayReady. Now, a downside of PlayReady is that not every site supports it. So in fact, some of you may have seen a page like this in the past, which is essentially, you use PlayReady, we don't support PlayReady, go fish. And so we're actually adding support for Widevine, which is Google's content decryption module that's available in Chromium as well. So regardless of whether a site uses Widevine or PlayReady, it'll work in Edge. Now we think that PlayReady is a great starting place for the highest quality and most power efficient playback experiences. But if you want to have broad interoperability across platforms, we actually recommend supporting Widevine as well. So Windows 7 and Mac OS, for example, don't support PlayReady today. So to support multiple CDMs, you can use the navigator.request media key system access feature here to detect what CDMs are available. We actually recommend starting by detecting for PlayReady. If it's available, you should select that for the best experience. And if it's not, you can use Widevine for broader interoperability. Now, when you're thinking about interoperability and feature detection, that sort of leads to the topic of the user agent string pretty inevitably. So we wanted to touch on that briefly. This is the Chromium user agent string, which if you're familiar with UA strings, you might see sort of a little bit of history of the web in here. This is actually how the browser identifies itself to websites. And you'll see there's things in the Chromium UA string like Mozilla, which is not Chromium, WebKit, which is not Chromium, KHTML, which is not Chromium, Gecko, which is not Chromium, Safari, which is not Chromium. So it's sort of just everything's in there, right? And that's because browsers want to get the most interoperable content that they can. and sites often are, have detection logic that is not up to date with the latest browser strings. And so we're sort of continuing this grand tradition with Edge. We have the exact same user agent string, and we're adding an EDG token to identify Edge to websites. We sometimes get questions about why EDG. Is that like a typo? It's actually because the current version of Edge in market has the full Edge token, and so we want to make sure we're not tripping up your detection logic if you are already serving workarounds for Edge. So the EDG token we tested pretty extensively to make sure it gets the most modern content. Now, we recommend you not use the user agent string to do feature detection. This is a super brittle pattern. It means you always have to be updating your detection logic to be aware of what the latest browsers are and what their capabilities are. So instead, we encourage you to use feature detection like in the Play Ready example I showed you. So that's a little bit about what we've done in those 1,600 commits to improve the experience on Windows already. So a bunch of features and accessibility in touch and scrolling and media. What's next for the web? How does Microsoft use our position in the Chromium project to move the web forward? So we're beginning to explore with our customers what's next for the web. There's a couple things I want to walk through here. The first is this exciting project about moving native capabilities to the web. This is related to what I mentioned earlier with WinRT APIs moving to web standards for PWAs. So there's this project called Project Fugu in the Chromium project. It's also known as the Web Capabilities Project. This is all about leveling the playing field between web apps and between native apps. So all the capabilities that native apps have that make them feel more integrated, feel more powerful than web apps, those are opportunities for us to extend the web platform and make it more competitive. So some examples we're really excited about that we're working with Chromium project on are things like native file system. So this is about providing access to the file system in a secure way for web apps to be able to do things like save to disk or read from disk. So you can imagine if you had a word processor, PWA, you'd expect it to be able to open a file from your disk to do things like auto-save to disk. And it can't do that today. It has to upload to the browser through an open dialog, and it can be pretty cumbersome. So this aims to fix that. There's also title bar customization. So this is about giving PWAs the same control over styling the whole window as you get in a native app. So for example, you might want to add a search bar or navigation controls to the title bar in Windows like you can in an Electron app or a native app. We're working on bringing that to the web platform as well. Shortcuts is actually a really fun one because this actually just this week hit web standard status. So our team has been working on standardizing this feature, which was previously only available to web apps as PWAs on Windows 10 that used WinRT projections in the Windows Store. So it was this very proprietary, pretty narrowly defined set of abilities that only worked on Windows. We've actually standardized this, and it's now available across platforms. So this is the ability to right-click on something in the taskbar in Windows, and you get a list of shortcuts there. There are similar metaphors on Mac OS with the dock menu, or on mobile devices with things like Force Touch on iOS. I should actually say before I move on, this is recently entered standard status in the Web App Manifest standard. We've also started the process of implementing this in Chromium in open source, so soon this will be available to PWAs in Edge as well as other browsers across platforms. There are a couple other ones here which are about making web apps interact with native apps in a way that feels super normal and organic. So for example, protocol handling. You can imagine if you had an email PWA, you'd want to be able to click on a mail to link somewhere on the system. So if I click on my email address at Microsoft.com, if I click on that, right now you can't open a web page. It'll open up a native app. We want to make web apps able to register for that protocol, so you could pop right into an email PWA and open the compose sheet, just like you'd expect with a native app. We also want PWAs and other web apps to be able to register as a share target. So if I'm in an app like Photos on Windows and I want to share a photo, I could just select a web app there, just like I can with a native app today. In addition to sort of these capabilities that are generally applicable to web apps, we also really want to focus on capabilities that are specific to new form factors, natural input, and kind of future device types. So you've probably heard in the news over the last couple of years, there's a number of vendors, including Microsoft, that are shipping devices with different kinds of postures, different kinds of form factors, including multiple screens or foldable screens. And right now, the web can't do anything about that. You can span content across 2 monitors, and you just get wide content, right? So we're actually proposing a new web standard that's currently in our open source explainers repo called the Window Segments Enumeration API. This is about giving you the ability to detect multiple screen segments and span content intelligently about those. So if we go back to our example of an email PWA, you might have multiple screens or a multi-screen device, and you might want to lay out messages on one side and message content on another side. Similarly, we're working on making natural input options like pen feel more native in web apps and on the web. So we have a bunch of proposals published on our open source repository for things like making pen input feel more performant, closer to native. This is actually the web working together with the operating system compositor to fill in sort of the last few pixels behind the pen tip as you're writing on the web. We're also adding the ability, or working on adding the ability for pen buttons to trigger actions on the web. So you could advance slides in PowerPoint by clicking a pen, as well as doing things like multi-touch input on a web canvas with your fingers while you're illustrating with a pen, which is a pretty common pattern in native apps. You can't do that on the web today. So all these examples are actually from our explainers repository on GitHub. I'd really encourage you to check out this repository. It's something our team has actually been publishing for the last 12 months since we announced this project. And this is where you can find sort of the earliest ideas that we're kind of gestating as we think about what's next for the web. We'd love your feedback here. Come on in and file an issue or add comments. Let us know what you think of these proposals, your feedback on the API design or gaps. We'd love to hear that. So the last area I want to touch briefly in terms of what's next for the web, in Edge specifically, is tracking prevention. So we've talked this week about privacy. Hopefully you've kind of heard a theme about us being committed to protecting privacy and giving users options for control and transparency as they think about their privacy on the web. I wanted to talk a little bit about what that means to web developers, and specifically about compatibility. So when we look at tracking prevention in Edge, there's kind of 3 steps that take place as we evaluate how to protect privacy in any given situation. The first is classification, where we use trust protection lists that are built into Edge to classify a tracker and figure out, what is this? Is this like federated authentication? Is this social media? Is this analytics? Is this malicious? Is it like a crypto miner or some kind of fingerprinting tracker? And we classify them and identify them to our tracking protection or tracking prevention feature. This is actually built today. We actually use the disconnect tracking prevention list, which is provided by Mozilla. We built a modular design here so we can build in multiple lists or modify lists on the fly over time to provide the best experience. The next stage is enforcement. So this is, okay, we've identified the tracker, we've classified it, what can we do about it? So our tracking prevention engine has options to block resource loads, so we can actually prevent tracking requests from reaching the network, which is really about preventing any data about you from reaching trackers, depending on the type of tracker and the relationship with the site, as well as restricting storage access. So we prevent reading or writing cookies. We prevent access to storage APIs like local storage and like IndexedDB. And then the third step is mitigation. So we have all these options for classifying and taking action. And so what we need to do is figure out which of these actions are appropriate in which context. And that depends on the user's setting for tracking prevention, whether it's balanced or strict, whether the tracker itself is malicious, as well as the user's relationship with the tracker. So you can imagine a scenario, for example, where I'm on a news site, and there might be a commenting widget on that site. And that commenting widget might be served from a social networking site. Now, if the user has an active relationship with that social networking site, it's reasonable to expect that they would expect that script to load and be compatible, and we don't want to break that. So we actually will evaluate the user's previous relationship with that site as part of one of the factors that helps us decide whether to block that resource. So if you visit that site a lot, we might allow it. If you've never been there before, it's probably reasonable that the user wouldn't expect that to load. This has actually allowed us to be more aggressive in blocking scripts that are not important for compatibility. So since we started introducing these sort of organization and relationship-based mitigations, we've actually found that in the latest version of Microsoft Edge, this week's release candidate actually, version 79, we now block 25% more trackers in the default balanced setting than we did in previous versions. So what this means is that we can block more trackers, but we actually closely monitor signals from users around satisfaction and compatibility, and this is without any impact to compatibility. So this means sites still work as you expect, but users have a higher guarantee of privacy. So the last thing I want to talk about here is listening. I think I opened by telling you, we have had this goal to really drive a habit of listening to web developers. And so here we've talked through some of the things we've done, some of the ideas we have for what's next. But really the biggest category of what's next is your unmet needs. And so, we talked about our new focus, we talked about the new consistent platform and tools, we talked about making the web better. I want to invite you to come and build it together with Microsoft. You can do that by trying out the new Edge at microsoftedgeinsider.com. There are builds you can download there. The Canary, Dev, and Beta channels are available now. And you can actually send feedback directly from within the browser. So if there are capabilities you want, if the dev tools aren't what you expect, or you want a new tool, if the web platform isn't meeting your needs for any reason, or if you have user experience feedback, you can do that directly from within the browser. If you're interested in building web applications, if you're interested in integrating web content into native applications, we encourage you to try out our new web view. Give feedback there, let us know. Again, help us prioritize what you need for your scenarios. You can come find me directly. I'll be up here answering questions after the talk. My contact information is on the screen. Come find us at the Edge booth for the remainder of the day today. We'd love to chat with you and hear more about your unmet needs. I would love it if you could rate and evaluate the session. I think there's some instructions that'll be looping up here after I end the talk. You can also find this online after the fact in the Microsoft Tech community. But I'll just close by saying, we really appreciate you coming on this journey with us. We hope you've downloaded the build already. If you haven't, please do. Let us know what you think. We think it will really reduce a lot of pain for web developers, and we're super excited to go on the journey of building what's next together. So thank you.